I've just realized that it is exactly 10 years since I posted my first YouTube video. 10 years. Wow. So I thought what I would do is tell you about my journey as a YouTube language teacher and tell you exactly how we can apply my journey and what I've learned and how I've improved to language learning, because the two paths, the two journeys are very similar. Before we start though, shall we have a look at the first video that I ever published 10 years ago today? Let's have a look. Hi everyone, this is Greg from onlinelanguageacademy.com. In this video, we're going to be looking at another common expression that's going to help you sound like a native English speaker. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at how native speakers pronounce I don't know and do you know. Wow, such good memories. And I had wanted to publish that video for a long time. And I don't know, one day I was just feeling confident, the sun was shining, England were playing that day, and I just thought, let's do it. The baby was sleeping, and I took my laptop outside to the back porch of our house in the States and hit record. And yeah, everything started there. Ten years ago, I was living in a small town in Illinois in the United States. We had a great life and we had a 5-month-old baby. And for about a year before she was born, I was planning ways that I could work fewer hours so that I could be a very present dad. Because before then, before we had our first child, I was teaching and running Online Language Academy, which is an online school where we teach conversational English with native speakers, native teachers. I created that academy in 2010 and I was the main teacher. So I was teaching about 20 hours a week and growing the business for another 20 hours a week. And from that, I wanted to go to working about 10 hours a week so that I could spend all the mornings while my wife was at work with the baby and then just do my work in the evenings. Now, that was quite difficult to do, but around about the same time, I started following a few people online. They had a YouTube channel and they sold pre-recorded courses. And I thought, this is fantastic, because one thing I can't sell right now is my time. This is something that I'm going to have less and less of for the next few years. So I thought, well, I'll do what they do. I'll create a YouTube channel. I start now, and then maybe one day in the future, I will have enough people that some will want to be my students inside one of my online courses. So that's what I did. I thought it was great, quite an easy thing to do. I was wrong. And I thought about it for about 6 months before I published that video. And that began my YouTube journey. I remember my initial goal when I first started to record. Well, I had 3 goals. One goal was to record 3 videos every week, which now I think about it was a bad idea. I'll tell you why in a minute. But my main idea and my main goal, I remember telling this to people, my main goal was that in about 1 or 2 years' time, to be able to look back and think, wow, that video was absolutely rubbish. And yeah, mission complete. I do that. I look at my old videos and think, ugh. But if you don't start you'll never get better and you'll never reach that level where you can look back and think, wow, that was terrible. So anyway, I started, and as I said, I started doing one video 3 times a week to try to grow my channel as quickly as possible. Now the problem is with doing 3 videos a week, I mean, I look back at some of those videos with really happy memories, mainly because I recorded them in the mornings when my daughter was sleeping, when my baby, who is now 10, was sleeping, and in some videos you can hear a little of her making a little noise. Some of them I recorded in the park. I used to walk my wife to work in the mornings very early. She started work at 7:15 or 7:30 in the morning. So we all walked together, pushing our little baby in the pram, whether it was freezing cold or not, and it can get really cold in Illinois. And I would stop in the park, sometimes get a coffee on the way, stop in the park and put my phone on the pram and record some videos in the park, because at that time of the day my daughter was normally sleeping, and it was just a great place to do it and a great time of the day to do it. So I look back at those videos, and yeah, I look back with happiness, but I think doing 3 videos every week is really, really intense. It was brutal. It was ineffective because the videos were just the same quality. 3 times a week, I was not improving. And also, it was exhausting. And the result was, you know, as I saw lots of other YouTube channels teaching English around that time, and I saw them getting more and more views, my channel was just flat. And I was just doing it on my own. I was just doing it, guessing, doing the same thing again and again and again, and not really seeing many results. And that's another thing that we can relate to learning English. Now, at the end of that first year, we moved back to Spain. We were living in Spain before we spent 3 years in the States. As I said, we were really happy there, and we decided that despite the fact that we were super happy and we had great friends and we loved the town, we felt that our future belonged in Europe, closer to our families. So we made the very difficult decision to come back to Spain, and yeah, we basically had nowhere to live for 6 months, and it was you know, difficult, really difficult to keep the YouTube channel going because I had no place to record. So I recorded some videos in the street. One friend kindly lent me his apartment for recording days, but it was a difficult period of our lives, and it was very hard to find the motivation to keep going and to keep growing a YouTube channel that didn't show many signs of growing. We eventually bought a house, and you know, with a new house that was empty before, the echo was just terrible in this office where I am now, and again, it became really, really difficult to keep going. And then shortly after that, my business, my original business, just went downhill, and I was putting all this effort into YouTube, which was showing no sign of growth, and kind of forgetting my main business, which was the thing that was bringing me money, because I was passionate about YouTube. And it was really difficult to think, well, okay, I believe in this thing, I believe in the beast that is YouTube, but at the same time, we really need money, because we had next to nothing at that time, and we just bought a house. The result ended in me quitting YouTube. I lost the motivation to continue with YouTube. And I lived happier. I did. I had 8 months where I did nothing on YouTube. During those 8 months, we had a baby, our second. We were creating this new life. We had friends visiting from the States. that summer, and I was happier without YouTube. But when the new academic year started, I did start to think, man, like, I've been working so hard for 3 years on this YouTube channel. I've put everything into it. Am I just gonna stop believing in it and just quit forever? And I didn't like the idea of that. It was, yes, I wanted to quit forever, but at the same time I thought, come on, man, you owe it to yourself to give it one more go. You've worked so hard, just give it an extra chance. So I did, and what I did differently this time was, instead of doing like one video every week, or I mean, just before I quit, I did 10 videos in 20 days. That just killed me. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let's just do one every month, or one every 3 weeks, and just see what happens. And that was a great idea, because there was no pressure. One every 3 weeks was easy to do, and it gave me a chance to look and improve and work on the lighting, the scripting, everything about YouTube. And it worked really well. It worked really well. I think during that time I got a couple of messages from people as well. One Polish man who had a big YouTube channel himself, and he said, Greg, I noticed you felt a little bit frustrated in one of your videos recently, and I wanted to tell you that you're doing great. Just please continue, believe in yourself. That was just really encouraging words from him. Then another YouTube teacher, really big YouTube English teacher, wrote to me, Jade. At the time, she wrote to me and just encouraged me as well, told me how much she loved my work, and just those little parts of encouragement were so important at a difficult time. Yeah, about 4 months after doing this, one of my videos started to get a lot more views than normal. And I remember being in my living room, my parents were visiting at the time, and I remember looking at my stats, my YouTube stats on my phone, and I remember saying to them, this could be it. This could be it. This could be the moment where my YouTube channel finally grows. And sure enough, it was. And that was the video that really blew up the channel. And then shortly after that, I published that video, and that sort of exploded it even more. And that was when the growth really happened. It had taken me about 5 years to get to 50,000 subscribers. Suddenly I went to 100, and before I could even plan and record a celebration of getting 100,000 subscribers, I had 200,000 subscribers. It just went whoosh. The growth was insane, and I think everybody's YouTube channel was growing around that time. It was just after COVID had started and a lot of people were learning online, and yeah, I think that combined with lots of previous videos that I had published which were good but nobody was watching, all that helped expand people viewing all sorts of videos and growing the channel. As YouTube started to continue to grow, I did have enough money then to get an editor, because the video that exploded the channel, I remember I felt so guilty because I had spent 13 hours preparing that video. 13 hours writing it, recording it, editing it, uploading it to YouTube, doing the thumbnail, doing the subtitles, doing everything. I calculated the time and it was 13 hours, and I thought, this has to stop. Like, I'm putting all this time in. I don't have much time, and I'm spending 13 hours on a video that probably will do nothing. And I felt so guilty. You just never know which video is going to be the video that explodes your channel. And I tell you, I don't feel guilty about those 13 hours that I spent now. However, I don't want to spend like 8 hours editing videos these days. So now, fortunately, YouTube gives me enough money so that I can pay an editor to edit my videos for me, and then I can spend my time doing things that help me grow the business, or delivering content to my students in my membership, and create courses for other people who want more structured learning, like my brilliant B2 course, which is a structured way to reach a B2 level of English. Now I'm at this level, and since I got that plaque, I joined a fantastic community of fellow language teachers who teach a variety of languages on YouTube or Instagram or via podcast. And I never thought I would reach a level where I would be accepted into a group of such successful people like that. These are people that I watched loads and admired, and just really wished that my channel would be as popular as their channel when I was first started. And now I'm in a group with them. Now I consider them to be my friends. You know, we chat all the time. And yeah, to think where I was and how frustrated I was at the beginning, looking at their channels and feeling frustrated that my channel wasn't growing. It feels really great that you have put in all that hard work and then kind of reached the level that you wanted to reach. Listen, my channel is not as big as I would like it to be. I would be lying if I said that I didn't want a gold plaque for reaching 1 million subscribers. That would be a dream. I started doing YouTube videos 3 times a week. It exhausted me, and generally if things are so exhausting that they take the joy and the motivation out of it, then it's not a good thing. And you can definitely relate that to your English. If your study technique is spending like 2 hours every day doing English and it's exhausting you and you start disliking it, then you're doing too much. And you can do too much, because the result of doing too much is burnout. When you can't do anymore. You physically can't do anymore because you've burnt your brain doing too much at the beginning. That's one thing that I teach in my membership, is just let's do a little bit every day. 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day. No more. That's all. And by staying consistent, but just doing a little bit every day, then you avoid that burnout, you avoid that stress, and you can keep motivation high. Second thing that I really advise people to do, and I do it myself. I've done it myself in this video where I showed you my first ever video on YouTube. You should always look back, because you might not remember this, but there was a time in your life when you didn't speak English at all. And the level of English that you have right now, you've got there from zero. Like, I've got to about 600,000 subscribers. I started at zero. So yes, I could look to the plaque behind me and say, I would like a gold one, please, for having 1 million subscribers. But what feeling does that give you? It makes you frustrated about something that you can't control. You're putting your happiness in the future, when what you should be doing is looking back and thinking, wow, I started with 0 subscribers, and everything I have now, I built from scratch, from absolute zero. And you can do that, and you should do that with your English too. Look back every now and again and just say, wow, look at my English now compared to how it was when I first started learning. You've done amazing, and it's really important to give yourself the credit you deserve every now and again. Another lesson that I talked about when I quit, I was not enjoying it. As I said, I did 10 videos in 20 days. I published one every other day. For 20 days, that burnt me out, and I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying putting in all this effort and seeing no result. And I quit. You don't want to quit English. You know, you're only going to get better by consistently doing it. And if you're not enjoying it, then you're doing it the wrong way. It doesn't mean that English is a terrible thing. It doesn't mean that you're not good at languages. It just means that you're not doing it the right way. Being in my membership might work for you. It might not work for other people. Learning with conversation classes with a friend down the street might work great for some people, might not work for other people. But you need to find the way that works for you, that you enjoy. And that's the key thing. Find a way that you enjoy, because if you enjoy learning that way, it doesn't even feel like you're learning. You are learning, but it doesn't feel like it. So it's key to find a way that makes it fit your life. I will say that it's not been easy. Being a YouTuber is not an easy game to play. I thoroughly enjoy it though. I really enjoy it. I do feel appreciated. I read the comment sections all the time. 99.9% are positive comments, which keep me motivated a lot. And for that, I thank you. And I thank you for 10 years of 10 years allowing me to do a job that I love. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.